Hello guys, welcome to our next new video. And in this video, I'm gonna give an update on the price of Bitcoin. So today is Wednesday, another Bitcoin weekly candle close. So today I'm coming just for us to pick up from where we left on the last update. I believe it was when Bitcoin was kind of retesting this Fibonacci level. As you guys can see, I didn't remove anything. So I just kept watching the price moving to confirm what we were discussing a few weeks ago, which is whether Bitcoin would be retesting the Fibonacci 1.618 around $101,000. So it makes sense for us now to come and see whether this prediction was out of context or if it's something that could happen, and in case it would happen, what we would be could look at the indicator and see what's going on with Bitcoin. So you can see that last time we update you was around this week, which means we were going down and we had this downward channel, the third downward channel, and we were thinking that Bitcoin could come and retest the bottom of this downward channel, which was coinciding with Fibonacci 1.618, around $101,000. So of course, we had a little pump just to get rejected at this major Fibonacci level, which is the 0.23, around $115,000. This was a level of rejection previously, and when we managed to break this the middle of this downward channel, this allowed Bitcoin to have a little push, making a new all-time high. But of course, we were met with heavy resistance, and this area is a resistance because it used to be the middle of this channel, and once we broke the middle of this channel, we had resistance at the top of this downward channel. And this is not a surprise, of course. Having this rejection became to actually retest the Fibonacci 1.618, the golden pocket on the downside, and we are currently sitting at the bottom of this downward channel. I remember mentioning a few weeks ago that this downward channel is the only thing that could save Bitcoin and this current bull market. In my opinion, this is the only thing that can save Bitcoin, because breaking this channel after failing to hold the 110,000 level could signal a confirmation of a beginning of the bear market. This could be the case, but of course we're gonna have to look at other data and see if we find more confluence to what I'm saying right now. So far, with these retests of both of these downward channel, we can see that if we look, there's still a chance for Bitcoin to recover from here, break this channel to the upside, and continue a move to the upside. Would be perfectly normal in case Bitcoin protect the downward, the bottom of this channel. If we were to respect this channel, reconquer 110,000 and break this channel to the upside, this would make perfect sense. We would make a new all-time high, and we would be able to break the middle of this major upward channel that we've been talking about since the beginning of this bull market. You can see we had this massive downward channel, broke out one first channel, second downward channel, third downward channel, but we were never able to break the middle of this upward channel to the upside. And that's the situation right now. And we can see also, looking at the weekly candle, if we go to a weekly candle, we can see going to the weekly candle, we can see what's going on. You know, you're still holding this level of support. This wasn't enough uh, to stop us from reaching below in order to retest this downward trend line, this downward channel. So what we can see right now, this is a sign of weakness, and we can see what's happening to the DXY at the moment. You can see that the DXY is gaining more strength, is currently above 100. This is what this is what I mentioned last week, on the last update, that it's not healthy to see the Bitcoin struggling with the middle of this upward channel and staying, and DXY staying red for this long, and we still didn't have any acceleration whatsoever to break the middle of this upward channel. So in previous cycles, we can see that after the red, Bitcoin managed to break the middle of this channel and go all the way to the top. The same thing happened in this cycle in 2017. Stay red and managed to break the middle of this upward channel and topped exactly at the top of this channel. So the same thing is not happening at the moment. We need to see what's going on. I know that the DXY is already almost, you know, uh, almost crossing or retesting this downward trend line like it did in previous cycle. You can see the DXY staying red, and when it's starting to gain strength, retesting this downward trend line, these markets at the top. And you can see the same thing happen in 2017, staying red. When the DXY started retesting this downward trend line for the second time, in this case was exactly the top. So this first retest was a support, when we find support above this the middle of this upward channel, and the second retest was exactly the top. So one or two touch can actually mark the top for Bitcoin microcycle on the DXY and our DXY indicator. So we are very close to have this retest, very close to have this retest. So that's why I think it's dangerous to see Bitcoin playing below the 110,000 level, or having to breach this downward channel to the downside. DXY and Bitcoin ratio, we can see for that reason that the ratio is not looking good. You can see that the ratio is currently, crossing the 50-week moving average, something that we haven't done for since we came out of the bear market. Since we started bull market, this ratio never touched the 50-week moving average. This is a sign that whenever we start touching is the top. You can see that the Bitcoin is topping whenever this ratio breaks start interacting with the 50-week moving average. It marks the beginning of the bear market, and this is what's happening at the moment. And you can also see that the RSI struggled to hold the deep area that we mentioned. It was working really well. Every time we approach the Bitcoin approached the 110,000 around this time, Bitcoin kept pumping, trying to save the 110,000 level, and failed. Got rejected, failed, and failing 110,000 level. We can see what happened to the ratio, and the RSI is giving a massive signal that this could be dangerous. We could have more correction on the way. But there's one thing that is happening at the moment, and which is not similar to what happened in previous two previous cycles. Um, we can see that we never had a phase, the top, where the other side goes below the 30 level and actually interacts with our 18.62 level and staying green for a longer period of time. You can see during this acceleration, we had green for a very long time. And this is when we knew that Bitcoin was actually accelerating and it was inside this channel. The same thing happened in 2017. You can see the other side came to this zone below the 30 level, stay next to our green line and stay green for a very a long period of time before we actually enter the bear market. So we had this extended acceleration phase, RSI green, extended acceleration phase, RSI green, and during this bear market, the current bear market, we never had this phase, or we had just a little bit where we almost got inside this downward channel, but we never get to do that. Although this wasn't the top, you can see we made a new all-time high, and we never had an acceleration phase during this bull market, which leads me to think that's something that could still happen. It could be that this is actually the biggest fake out, similar to what happened in 2020. We all know the other side always during the bull market has this fake out where we saw in 2020, we saw the ratio going below or above, in this case above the 50 week moving average, and breaking below the 50 level, breaking this downward trend line to the upside, which signaled the best time to buy Bitcoin. This in 2020, and you can see in 2017 we had the same thing here, although it didn't reach the 50 level, but we broke this downward trend to the upside. We broke this downward trend line to the upside, and this signaling, a little dip where we could buy here and then wait for the acceleration. And this is not happening with this bull market. This current bull market is very strange. That's why I think, although I think we could have more correction on the way, but if we see this channel playing out, this third downward channel playing out, Bitcoin managed to hold this channel, so not breaking or closing weekly candle below this channel. That means not closing weekly candle below the $101,000, not closing candle below. This could be the just a fake out. It could be a fake out because we never had the acceleration, a proper acceleration mode during this bull market. It could be that this RSI breaks this downward channel to the upside, breaks the 50 for a while, Bitcoin holds this downward channel and start popping again, we could see this other side just resuming and coming inside for proper acceleration where he might be able to break the 30 level to the downside, come to our 18.62 zone and stay here and stay green, where you could see this ratio coming inside this channel to mark the proper acceleration for Bitcoin during this bull market. So far, we have the Bitcoin is bearish at the moment. There's a risk for us to enter the bear market, but at the same time, we know that this bull market didn't finish the way it finished in previous um, bull market with the green acceleration mode on the RSI. There's no green acceleration mode in the RSI. This could, for that reason, be a fake out. It could be a fake out the same way to what happened in 2020. And hopefully, if that's the case, this could also be the best time to buy Bitcoin or to add to your position. Bitcoin dominance, you can see on the last update, I said that I adapted that the dominance would be breaking this resistance line at around 60 and going above the 50-week moving average. You can see that although Bitcoin, the altcoin is crashing at the moment, Bitcoin is also crashing. They are averaging themselves, and you can see that so far the dominance is sitting at the at 60. It still has this resistance, this 50-week moving average as a resistance, and you can see the RSI is trying to confirm a push on the dominance for Bitcoin. That means Bitcoin could be above 60 uh, based on the fact that the altcoins are bleeding against Bitcoin as Bitcoin becomes bearish for retesting, closing or retesting below the 110,000 level and coming to retest the bottom of this channel. This could be the scenario where we see the altcoin bleeding against Bitcoin. And we're going to have to see what's going to happen to Bitcoin. If it's going to continue to bleed the altcoin market, or if it's just a fake out where the altcoin market can actually gain more momentum after Bitcoin confirm a break from this channel to the upside. If it's going to break to the downside, of course, we're going to see the dominance going up because the altcoin is going to be bleeding more against Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin hold this level and break this channel to the upside, we're going to see altcoins performing together with Bitcoin. But we need confirmation for this. The total two, you can see that the total two, for that reason, as Bitcoin struggle to hold 110,000, you can see what happened to the altcoins. Altcoin, basically got rejected exactly at Fibonacci 1.6 as we predicted. We wanted to hold this level. We were managed to hold this level, but as soon as Bitcoin failed or got rejected around at the top of this channel, we can see the automatically the total two fails completely, just dump below our support. We were trying to hold this area support and couldn't hold area support. So we had a break to the downside. And we can also see that the other side is confirming the same, this trend to the downside, meaning that the altcoin could be bleeding more if we don't see Bitcoin holding this level of support and regaining strength to break from this channel to the upside. Altcoin will definitely break. We're gonna see altcoin bleeding a little bit more, and this other side could be confirming. Just know the next week, the next weekly candle, the close is gonna tell us exactly what's happening. If you're gonna be entering a bear market or not, or if this week could be just a fake out. So crypto fear and greed index, and you can see that we've been in extreme fear for the past 2 days, reaching as low as 21, which is good. 21 is good. It's very low. That means that could be an opportunity. This goes together with the possibility of Bitcoin holding this downward channel as support. But this is something that need to happen this week. We're gonna see whether how this week is gonna close. If we're gonna continue to push the downside. If this week close and the way this week is gonna close is gonna determine how the next candle is gonna be inside this channel, or trying to recover and having the extreme fear during with Bitcoin retesting the bottom of this channel is good, but we're gonna see how the market will react. As the crypto is in extreme fear. Usually the market try to pump. We're gonna have to see if it's a dead cat bounce, or if it's a bounce that can actually help Bitcoin finding support above 110,000 level and then break it to the upside. We're gonna have to use this fear to hold this channel and trying to break to the upside. Otherwise, we cannot close the next weekly candle below this. That means we're gonna have extreme fear for longer, and most likely gonna enter the bear market for that reason. So that's the update for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and I will see you next week. Bye. Thank you.